So just a little bit about myself. Yeah, Sunny Sarai from Aveo, CMLS. I was actually a broker previous to this, before jumping on to the Aveo side. I brokered since 2011 on. I worked at a Dominion Lending Center's head office in a division called Plan B Mortgage Services alongside Greg Domville and Alan Riley. Some of you guys might know who's with Home Trust now. Then brokered, had my own brokerage for a little while as well. Then got a call from Oot. You guys may know Oot Yu. She was in BDM here for Aveo, previous to that Bridgewater. She became director at Aveo, and she's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a regional manager here for BC, just for Aveo. We're trying to separate from the A side and just create this channel and build it up. Why don't you come and join me?" And I'd never done this side before. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And it's kind of exciting to be here, trying to build this channel up, try to compete with the other B lenders out there. So we do have some new investors on board with us that have some great product offerings. And so I'll just review that with all of you guys now. And again, feel free to stop me in between if you guys have questions. I'm more than happy to go with them through with you guys. So yeah, so let's get to it here.
And just a quick note, if anyone doesn't want to speak up, just type into the chat screen and then I'll ask the question.
Perfect. Okay, so some features and benefits of Aveo. So we lend from BC all the way to Ontario. Now, if you have by chance have a deal in any of these provinces and you are not licensed there, that's okay. We can still help you with those deals and you get paid full comp on that. So that's a great perk that we have. Now, there are no restrictions to condos and townhomes to 80% loan to value. You guys, or actually I should say, are you guys all in the same location, Vernon, or are you guys all over the place?
So we're throughout pretty much the Okanagan Valley. So as far north as Salmon Arm with Kathy, and then as far south as Soyuz with Judy.
Okay, nice. Okay, perfect. So Vernon, you guys' home base there is one of our major markets, which is great. So a lot of these programs are applicable there, and I will also email out to the team a copy of a detailed program guide, and which will have our lending areas as well. So we can go up to 80% loan to value on condos and townhouses, which can be rentals as well in our major markets, which is huge. Like I mentioned, we now have a dedicated sales team, which is myself for British Columbia. So any deal inquiries, feel free to reach out to me, call me, email me, text me. Doesn't matter, even if it's on the weekend. My turnaround times on the weekends are a little bit slower, just because I have some family time, but I will get back to you the same day regardless. I just want to be there. I know you guys work weekends sometimes, and you have clients you need answers right away. Just reach out and I'll definitely reach out, get back to you guys for sure.
So I got a question then on condos.
Yes.
Do you do micro condos?
No, we have a requirement of 500 square feet.
So you do have some restrictions.
Some restrictions, yeah.
Okay.
So we have a dedicated underwriting team as well now, just for Aveo. We have separated again the A side and B side. We have our own funding and servicing department in-house. Now, the great news for loan amounts, there is no sliding scale in our greater markets. Now, for the major urban markets, such as Vernon, we can go up to $1.5 million, no sliding scale, which is huge. If you have a deal in the greater Toronto, Vancouver, or Victoria areas, we can go up to $2 million. I actually just completed the first ever $2 million deal. It actually funds tomorrow. It's totally complete. So first $2 million deal. And that's, I believe, in Victoria, which is happening tomorrow. So biggest one Aveo's ever done, or CMLS has done. So we are able to do them. We don't just say we do them, but we actually get them done. BC homeowners grants, we do take those into consideration as well. I believe in the interior, sometimes I think we can go up to $750 towards that. Here in the lower mainland, I think it's about $500. Now, I believe that some of you guys use the CMLS, the A side, Ask Amy, and all that. Jeremy may have gone over that with you guys. So if you have any deal with us, even on the Aveo side, you've submitted the deal, you want to know where the deal is at or what conditions are left, all you have to do is email askamy@cmls.ca. In the subject line, you just put in your Aveo deal number and the client name, and within 2 minutes, you'll get an email back saying exactly what's left, what conditions are left. That way, in case you can't get a hold of me or your underwriter, you know exactly what's left and what needs to be satisfied condition-wise. And also on the A side, I don't know, again, I'm not sure if you guys had a meeting with Jeremy lately. If you haven't, you should definitely reach out to him, because we now have automated pre-approvals, where it's not for the Aveo side, just the prime side, that if you've entered in your application, you sent it in, it'll spit out a conditional approval, with subjects and all that within 2 minutes. So as long as you filled out the application correctly, you've submitted to CMLS Prime side, you'll get a condition commitment within 2 minutes, which is unreal. Super fast.
Just so
Like,
everyone knows,
yeah,
Jeremy is on in 4 weeks' time.
perfect. Yeah, he'll go into it in detail. So with our broker resource center, again, it's our main website, www.cmls.ca/brokers. There is no password required. So if you need any Aveo related stuff, there's a tab for Aveo. You can download the self-declared income letter, the rental worksheets, all that stuff there. But again, feel free to reach out to me. I can always forward that to you as well.
Sunny, is there any restrictions on community size?
Yes, to an extent, but again, with the Aveo side, there's leeway. If we can justify it, we can make exceptions, like up to 65% loan to value. Again, case by case. So I'm just going to go over our standard Aveo program. So with us on the Aveo side, we just require one of your clients to have a minimum beacon score of 600. The other applicant can be less than that, and they do not have to be the main income earner. We're able to go up to 80% loan to value. Our GDS and TDS requirements are 45 and 50. Now, if you have a deal that is 65% loan to value or lower, we can stretch those out to 50 and 55% for your GDS and TDS. Currently, our 1-year rates are starting at 2.59 for anyone with a beacon score of 680 or higher. With the fees, it's a 1% fee. On a 1-year, you'll get paid 50 basis points. On a 2- and 3-year term, you guys get paid 60 basis points. When it comes to our refis, we can use proceeds to pay out income tax arrears, property tax arrears, and consumer proposals. With consumer proposals, or if you have a bankrupt client, we do require the documentation up front so we can review it to see what was included in those. When it comes to self-contained suites, we do a 100% add back to the subject rental property. Sole proprietors, we can use a 2-year average of their net business income, and it can be grossed up by 25% when you qualify for them. With the childcare benefit and spousal support, we are able to use 100% of that income as long as they're receiving it for the term that you're selecting for them. So as long as if it's a 1, 2, or 3-year term, if they're getting it for that period of time, we can use all of it. We can also consider foster care income as well as with a 2-year history. So what they require for that is a contract showing that, yeah, like they are indeed foster parents, and 24 months of bank statements showing deposits going into their account. Sorry, I see that there's some questions, I believe. Yeah,
yes,
go
a
ahead.
couple of questions. So Judy's just asking about Oliver Asoyas. Is that within the lending area?
I believe so. I'll email you guys out a list, but don't always go off that. If there's a minimum population of 5,000 people, we can get exceptions to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salmon Arm too.
Yes, Salmon Arm, that's on our list. So we are expanding our areas as well. We should have mid-April or so a new list of even more places that we can go to, which I'll email out once I receive that. They have confirmed verbally, our investors, that they are expanding our lending area. So it's just a matter of getting the list and putting it on paper. Then I can email it to you guys out.
Just tell them it's really nice and sunny and beautiful here.
Exactly, for sure.
One more question.
Yes.
One more question. If someone were to do a construction, a self-build, and they want to do a takeout mortgage, but they don't have new home warranty, is that something you guys would look at?
No. So it's funny because we just had that an inquiry about that today. We had a deal almost done, and they didn't have the new home warranty, and they wouldn't touch it.
Gotcha. Yeah. What about, okay, one more question.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Okay, what's the process to go from the B side, from Aveo back to CMLS? Is there like a seamless way of doing that?
Absolutely. So they're actually revamping this, but we're basically trying to do it so you can switch and you'll get paid full comp on it. And they're trying to cut out where there's a small fee, and then try not to get any extra lawyer fees involved or anything. So they're going to try to do a switch. They're just working on that right now, and they're also working on a renewal model with Aveo as well. So if you have an Aveo client and they renew, we're trying to just see what you get fair compensation if they stick with Aveo, and you'd have minimal work to do on that. Now the next program is a pretty cool one. Previously called stated income, now it's called our BFS bank statement program, which you can use for owner occupied or rental properties. Now, again, this is for our major markets, Vernon being one of them. We can go up to 80% loan to value. GDS, TDS, again, 45 and 50. How we calculate the income is we take 6 months of bank statements, we add up all the deposits, and we multiply it by 2 to annualize them. We have a BFS self-declared letter, again, which is on our website, or I can email it to you guys as well. We put that number of deposit at the top. We deduct any reasonable expenses for that business. And the form will give you examples, such as like if it's a storefront, if there's rent involved, if they have employees, their salaries, whatever it may be. Nowadays, a lot of people are working virtually, so their overhead is next to nothing. And as long as it makes sense, they'll be okay with accepting that. With the 6 months of bank statements, they will also require 3 invoices or contracts just showing or matching the deposits that are going into the account. You also have to show that there are no taxes owing for the client. This program is specifically for people who have been business for self for at least 2 years. Now, on a case-by-case basis, if they are only 1 year BFS, they can consider the deal up to 65% loan to value. Now, there is a 15 basis points premium for this program. So if our best rates are 259, this would be starting at 2.74%. Here's another cool program that we have. So commissioned individuals such as yourself, mortgage brokers, realtors, anyone who's 100% commissions, we can take an average 2-year average of their T4A income without any deductions to qualify them. So for realtors, again, I just did one recently for a mortgage broker on their own deal. We took a 2-year average of their T4As, no deductions, easily qualified. So that's a great perk. And since it is verifiable income, you get the best rates on that as well.
I have a question on
Yes.
that. The T4A income, does it have to be filed to use? Like if we have 2020 T4As in, let's say, February.
Doesn't have to be filed, but we have to show, well, it kind of does, because you have to show that there's no taxes owing. So we gotta make sure that they're not owing any taxes right this year.
2020 T4A unless we can show there's
no. We'll use that. We'll use it for 2020. We will, but just not like if it's 2019 and they didn't file, then it'd be an issue.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, because some people are still filing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's okay. We could use that.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
It's a really good program.
Yeah.
The other great one is subject rental properties. We go up to 80% loan to value in our major markets. Again, that includes condos and townhouses. Not a lot of people are doing that. Now, when it comes to our major markets, they do have a minimum population of 25,000 people. Now, the borrower does not have to own their own primary residence in order to have access to this program. So, especially here in the Lower Mainland, prices are just skyrocketing. They can't afford. So a lot of young professionals are still living at home with mom and dad, but they want to get into the market. So they want to buy a condo for a rental or whatnot. So they're able to do that as long as they can show they have $100,000 net worth. Now, that can be the equity that's going into the property, the down payment that's going towards the property that they're purchasing. So that's totally okay. Again, for rental properties as subject rentals, we do 100% add back. For non-subjects, we do have a rental worksheet. Now, with this program, we have a maximum amount of doors of five doors. 1 has to be owner occupied, 4 can be rentals. Just like the business for self bank statement program, there's a 15 basis points premium for this product. So again, best rates, anyone with a BFF score of 680 or higher, you're getting a 1-year rate at 2.74%. Then we have our Aveo Flex 65 program. So a maximum loan to value of 65% with a 30-year amortization. Now with the income, the GDS, TDS are a little bit different here. It's 42 and 50. However, if it is a client or clients with a substantial net worth, we can then bump them up to a GDS and TDS of 60 and 70%. So a prime example of this would be, let's say it's a couple that just recently retired. So they went from salary, now they're on a lower pension amount, but let's say they have a big RIF that they're gonna be drawing from, or they have several other properties with equity in them. Based on that, we can definitely get those GDS, TDS up to 60 and 70. There is no minimum beacon score required for this program. Now, because it's a little bit flexible, the rates are a little bit more at a premium. Our 1-year fixed rate starts at $399 with a 1.5% fee split. If they're just looking for a short-term solution, we can get a fully open term 1-year term starting at $499, again with a 1.5% fee split. Now this program is more available in our greater markets as well, more of the greater Vancouver, Victoria areas, and like Kelowna and those type of markets. Last but not least is our Aveo equity program. So this is more of our in-house private fund, so more like in competition with private lenders. This is a fantastic program. So like I know it says there it's a 1-year term starting at 5.99 fully open, 1% lender fee. Now, if there is serviceable income, we can get lower rates for privates, as low as 4.25 to 4.99. Again, the 1% lender fee does go to the fund, and then we would just charge another fee for yourself. So that's like any other private lender. There's usually a 1% lender fee and 1% broker fee. But yeah, we can get lower rates. Now, let's say there's a deal that just you sent to the Aveo side to myself, and it just barely misses the mark. Like say the TDS is slightly higher than 50. I have, for example, gotten a deal done in Squamish on a brand new condo. The gentleman's TDS was like, I think 53. So I've just barely missed the Aveo mark. I am able to go to the fund and secure rates as low as 3.75 on a private, like through this private fund with a 1% lender fee. Again, that's case by case. If it's a super, super strong, clean deal, it just barely misses the mark, we do have that capability to go to the fund and be like, hey guys, this is just within a year, we know that we're going to bring them back to Aveo or even the A side or the prime side. So we can get those exceptions. Usually it's a maximum loan to value of 65%. There is exceptions for fully serviceable income, like I mentioned. Minimum loan amount is at least 200,000 on the equity side, up to 1.5 million. Case by case, depending on how strong the deal is and the location of the property, we can go slightly higher than 1.5 million as well. There is no minimum beacon score required for the equity program. We just have to show that there's no taxes owing. Like every other program with Aveo, we do have to order our appraisals through Solidify or RPS. The equity program, again, is available in the Greater Vancouver and Greater Toronto area. I wouldn't just go by those, by Victoria, Vancouver, and Nanaimo and Kelowna. We can go to other areas, like I mentioned, Squamish. I was able to get one done in Port Alberni. So it's, again, case by case. With these ones, we prefer you guys to reach out to me first. I can give you guys a template. We use a separate template for them, which will fill out the deal details, which I'll email over to the fund. They'll give us a quick quote. That way you're not submitting it or doing anything. We kind of get you a quick quote, see if it works for your clients. If it's a go, then it's as simple as sending it in. We'll already have a verbal approval. They just have to type up your guys' commitment letter and we're good to go. So that way it's a little bit more of a smoother process. Instead of waiting for an underwriter to pick up your deal, you just talk to me, I get a quote, and we go from there.
Would you guys consider the equity program in Vernon? I know you say Kelowna in there.
Yes. Yeah, I've done one in Kamloops, Kelowna. Yeah, Vernon for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you? So you've said that you're flexible with the total mortgage amount. What about the loan to value?
Yes, we can if there's serviceable income. They'll go to 65, but if it's higher, there has to be serviceable income or a considerable fallback, just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Submission notes, I'm not going to go into depth with you guys. You guys are veterans. You guys know what you're doing, know how to submit files. So, but when it comes to docs, when it comes to the BFS bank statement program or the equity side, with those ones, please run them by me before submitting them. With the bank statement program, I can always help you calculate the income going through the bank statements, making sure that reasonable expenses are deducted, and to help you fill out the self-declared income letter as well. And then once we see that, hey, the numbers work there, and we see the ratios are in line, perfect, we'll fire it in. So feel free to always reach out to me. Use me to your advantage. I can show you how to structure it. You can, what expenses to add, which you don't have to add. I can always guide you in that direction. And just location, again, just because it's not on our list doesn't mean we won't go there. Just again, Google it, know a little bit about the area, run it by me, and I'll be like, hey, let me see, I'll talk to credit and see if we can get an exception. So that's the biggest thing. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's my information. I will send you out a more detailed product guide as well. And let me know if you guys have any other questions, or if you have deal scenarios you want to run by me. I'd be more than happy to go through them with you guys.
I think there was one more question by Dave. Let's see what he said. For BFS, will Aveo consider other sources of income such as pensions?
No, you have to be business for self, actually have a business for 2 years, sole proprietor or incorporation for 2 years. So they won't look at pension income. No.
So if the person, let's say they still actually have a business, but for whatever reason they retired from a municipal job and they have a pension, would you consider both?
Oh yeah, that we could. If that, because that municipal pension, you could see that it's, yeah, verifiable, and then you can use business for self as well. Absolutely.
Okay.
Can you
So
back
for-
up that one screen so we could get the phone number and the email
Oh,
again?
I'll email all that out to you so you have an actual copy,
Oh,
so you
okay.
can save it in your file. Yeah, it'll all be in there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions for, I think, I don't know if Cornelia is on the call here. Cornelia, you had something to submit, right?
What are you talking about?
I chatted with Sunny before the call.
Yeah, I'm gonna email him afterwards.
Yeah, we'll run through that one together. It's a little bit, yeah, we'll go into detail with that one.
It's a bit tricky. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'll leave this open for about another minute or so if anyone has any questions for Sunny.
Again, like if you guys want to call me afterwards or email me, text me, whatever works for you guys, I'm available 7 days a week. Again, weekends, yeah, I spend time with my little ones, but I'll get back to you the same day for sure.
Awesome. So what I'll do is I will send you, I think you've got a list of most of our brokers, but I'll send you the most up-to-date list. And if you have
Perfect.
anything that you want to send me for distribution, then just let me know
Absolutely.
and I'll get that out. And otherwise,
Perfect.
we can connect with you.
That sounds wonderful.
Awesome. So yeah, so if there's no other questions.
Thank you, Sunny.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Sunny.
having me on today. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So